Have you had challenges networking? You've heard the saying that your network determines your net worth. Have you looked at yourself and you say to yourself, man, networking is not my thing. Oh, if I could network more, I would earn more. If I could network more, I would be able to find people I can do business with, which would go a long way to help me. Because we know that in sales, the quality of prospects we have will determine the quality of business we will enjoy. And we know that we can find quality prospects if we can network a lot better. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a few tips on what you can do to be able to network and be able to get the best out of networking. My name is Iyore. I've trained thousands of salespeople across several countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I've been featured on lots of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I worked in an organization where I was given a target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals, and I was able to bring it to 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. I'm CEO for Advantage, and our specialty is in Salesforce management. This means we partner with the CEOs, with the MDs, with the team leads, to be able to help them optimize their sales results and get sales results faster and in record time. And our clients include a lot of oil and gas companies here in our country, a lot of the financial institutions and insurance companies, tech companies, and many other industries. So in today's video, let's go right into the content. Now, when we talk about networking, ladies and gentlemen, there are things that we need to understand. First of all, before I take you into the tips for networking and exactly what to do when you meet with an individual who you want to network with, there is something you need to do or understand about humans generally. The way you feel when you think about networking and the way you feel about it, maybe you feel like, wow, I don't want to get rejected. Oh, wow, it feels awkward to me just walk up to someone and introduce myself. Many people feel the same way as well. It's not just you. Many people feel the same way. Now, because many people feel the same way, that should encourage you that you're not alone. This means that even the person you want to network with is also trying to network with someone else who is probably at a higher level. So you taking the initiative to begin the conversation, to take that step, to engage him or her, the person receiving that engagement from you would know that, oh, would be honored and would be inspired about the fact that you were bold enough to take that step. So don't be too hard on yourself, because in reality, most people will be inspired that you were able to take that bold step. Now, to network effectively, you must begin with the preparation stage. Part of the preparation stage is this kind of thinking, this mindset. You want to have the mindset that everybody feels the same. A lot of people feel the way I feel when I think about networking. The pressure, the thoughts, what do I see when I get there? How do I go about it? People feel this way too. And people who feel this way are trying to network as well. This should give you some strength. The second thing you want to do, you want to work on your self-confidence. The more confident you are, the more actions you take. The more actions you take, the more results you produce. What am I trying to say? Build your confidence. One of the things you can do to build your confidence, you want to talk to yourself. Affirmations. You say the right things to yourself. You program your affirmations. And you keep saying those things every day. I was at a training session yesterday. Now, when we run our training programs, we do a follow-up session, maybe like a month after, 6 months after, just to check and see how the teams are doing. So apparently this unique situation was the fact that after the training program, the company had put a stop on anything the business development team were selling. So they couldn't sell anything. By the time I came in for the follow-up session, they were like, wow, sorry, we were not told to sell anything anymore. So they just moved them to do operational work. But this moment I was there, the head of sales or head of BD was telling me that they just had a meeting last week and the MD had decided that they wanted to start to sell some fresh products or services. The first thing I asked when I had a session with the team, I said, how many of you have been doing your affirmations? Because right now you're about to get into the field. How many of you have been talking to yourself consistently? Now, there was someone there who had not been doing it consistently. One or two of them who had not been doing it consistently. And it became obvious that the problem and the reason why they're not doing it consistently was because they didn't have a trigger. What's a trigger? To be able to do affirmations consistently and build your confidence, you must align the activity of affirmations with something you already do every day. For example, you drive to work every day. Because you drive to work every day, you can do your affirmations while you drive to work. For example, maybe you have a bath every day, you get dressed every day. While you're doing those things, you can do your affirmations. Why? Because the more you talk to yourself, the more confident you'll be. Now, talking to yourself, it doesn't end there. You need to also understand and prepare. Prepare yourself properly. Prepare with the questions you're going to ask when you meet this person you want to network with. Research. Do your research on the person you want to network with. You just want to enter a room and just want to talk to anybody, which is not bad. Which is not bad. That has its place. But you want to network with impact. This means who is going to be at that event? Who could possibly be there? Can you do your research? Can you connect to this person on LinkedIn? Can you read the previous post of this person and understand what this person's work history has been? What are this person's goals and aspirations at the moment? What is priority to this person right now? And based on that, can you build questions and so that you can have conversations around those areas so that there can be a stickiness and a connection in the conversation. So preparation strengthens you and gets you ready to be able to network effectively. So I said, number one, you want to do your affirmations. Number two, do your research. Understand and prepare in every way possible. The third thing you want to do is that you want to take bold steps. You want to start to train yourself to be courageous. A courageous person is someone who doesn't mind looking like a fool, who doesn't mind looking silly. What am I trying to say? Do it afraid. The things that make you scared, start to take steps in that direction so that the moment you have the opportunity to network, you can be bold enough to begin the conversation. Everything we're doing well is what doing poorly at first. So don't think that you must get it right perfectly the first time. No. You must be courageous enough to be willing to maybe even look silly because you didn't get it right 100%. Then as you go along, you'll keep getting better and keep improving. If you do nothing about networking, you will not be good at networking. But if you start to take steps forward in that direction, you can get better. And it starts by making sure that everywhere you go, you can say to yourself, see, everywhere I go, I want to have a conversation with someone. Even if it's at the mall, at the store. You just want to train yourself to become someone who can speak boldly. Now, this may not be the real networking you're looking for, because I mentioned to you earlier that you want to do some research, because if you research, you can be able to target individuals that you know that you can be able to do business with, or you can have some reciprocal symbiotic relationship. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to prepare, you want to introduce yourself correctly. How do you introduce yourself? When you're introducing yourself, apart from mentioning your name, you want to also mention how you help people. If you want to mention your company, if your company is a reputable organization, that you know that when you mention your company, it can strike a conversation, why not? If not, you may not even bother mentioning your company. But mentioning your name and how you help people changes the game. Two major things that you must have when you're introducing yourself. The other thing you want to do is that when you now ask questions around the things that you researched about this person, maybe you realize that the person worked in a particular organization and you notice that the person won a lot of awards there. The more you talk about the fact that, the more you talk about this person and the person knows that you did a lot of research on them, the person is thrilled. I remember I went for a training program, and when we were about to introduce me for the speaking session, the person in question had said he had been researching me and following me for many years, and he said so much about me, I was so shocked. Thank God, of course, after the training session, their sales grew tremendously. It was an FX company. I'll never forget it. Just a month after the training, or 2 weeks after the training rather, they had already achieved their entire budget for the month with the training session. But he said he had been following me and studying me for a long time. So I felt thrilled, and I thought, people are thrilled when you can talk about them, when they know that you have researched them, and that gives them a lot of reason to want to trust you and do business with you. Now, when you ask them questions, you want to practice active listening. You want to listen with 100% attention. Because when you listen properly, you'll be able to build rapport. You'll be able to establish common ground further. Then, at this point, you don't want to ask for anything. You don't want to ask for any favors. I learned this from Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy was in Nigeria many years ago. I went for this particular conference, and I'll never forget it. Brian Tracy said, when you network with people, think about how to give to them first before you think about how to ask from them. So this means when you make that connection with this person, just think, how can I be of help to this person? Based on conversations we've had, based on my research on this person, what's important to this person, what's in front of this person, how can I help this person get it? Someone gave me a referral recently, and I was so touched. She had reached out to me to do some work for her team, and we had done the training. She has seen tremendous changes. Her people were dressing better, were speaking better. Their pipeline was fuller. Business was coming in. She kept on calling me to thank me. She was so impressed. In fact, she doesn't even do calls. She does only chats. But she was always calling me. I was so honored. Then by herself, she just sent a message and she says, Iyore, I struck a conversation on someone. I'm sending you a referral. Do you see that? So I gave first. Then I was able to ask and receive. So if you practice this, you would go a long way to help you in your networking. Keep in contact with your networks as well. If it's their birthdays, keep in tabs so that you can be able to wish them a happy birthday and remember them on their special days. If you haven't watched this video, please watch this next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.